got a 1/2 ounce bottom sweeper with a frozen sand flea. Gonna see if anything's lurking down below. We just had our first cold front of the year, so I'm kind of curious to see how the fishing is, because the water temp dropped substantially from, you know, Wednesday to today, which is like 3 days later. Oh, tog or sea bass. Guessing tog. Yep. Little tog. Now we are using frozen sand fleas today, but you know, any crustacean will work. Green crabs, mud crabs, Asian shore crabs, any type of crab, blue claws, clams, squid, they all work pretty well. My only reasoning for using sand fleas is I can catch them pretty quickly and they're readily available to me. You know, if you're buying bait, it can get very expensive depending on, you know, what you're buying, because especially with tog, man, you could blow through some bait, because they are just, look at that. That was a smaller one. We're gonna let that one go. That one we were gonna set on. Oh, trying to get me into some structure right there. Man, look at that guy. And see, in New Jersey, they have to be 15 inches to keep, which I got my tournament board right here. This guy's probably just under, yeah, 14. But, you know, you can only keep one fish as of right now. As the, you know, year goes on, you'll be able to keep more. Now, the other reason why I do like sand fleas is the mess. You don't have quite the mess you would have fishing green crabs or any type of live crabs that you're, you know, cutting in half. They also stay in a bucket much easier than crabs, man. Crabs, sometimes if you don't have a bucket with a lid, you can learn very quickly how, you know, they can escape fairly simply. Man, it is like literally drop and hook. Not a bad one. He brought up some grass with him. They just got to be stacked down there. Ooh. Oh, that's got to be a tog. That's got to be a tog, right? Yep. Whoa. Holy smokes. That guy hit as soon as that got to the bottom. Man, that guy's been eating good. Look at his stomach. Gorgeous. Now Hurricane Fiona currently passing by, so it's kind of shut down offshore fishing for a little bit, just because there's so much so many waves, residual waves coming from that storm. So I figured we'll fish in the back. Oh, there we go. That's not a bad one. That's not a bad tog. Oh yeah, look at that. It's beauty. Man, that one's probably pretty close to a keeper. Yeah. Tell you what, man, I wish you could bottle up the month of September and just keep it for, you know, 12 months out of the year. You know, pretty much anybody's guess what you could catch this time of year. There's so many different species around. You know, depending on how you're fishing, you could target stripers. Oh, you could target tog like we are right now. You could target perch. You know, there's so many species around right now. It's just endless opportunities. That's actually a really nice one right there. Man. Hey, look at that. It's not a bad little tog. You know, today was kind of a spur of the moment trip. Wasn't really planned. Oh, there we go. But look at that. That's a nicer tog. Even like the, you know, medium sized to miniatures like this guy, man, he gives you a good fight for that, you know, that size fish. They are slippery, man. They have the nickname slippery bass for a reason. If you don't get a good grip, man, just drop them every time. Now the beauty, man, of September is literally every drop I'd have no idea what we're gonna hook into, because there's just so many different species around. I mean, geez Louise, I didn't even get that one down quick enough. Man, that's a nice one. Oh, just went to the bathroom on me. Alright, so big key with tog and pretty much any type of bottom feeder, you got to be on your A game when it comes to hook setting. And what I mean by that, I'm letting the line out right now, but I'm keeping an eye on it. As soon as it hits bottom, I'm trying to keep my line as tight as possible. And reason being, they will steal your bait faster than you can, you know, realize that they've already stole it. And like, we've already gotten 2 hits, none worth setting on yet. And you see what I mean, like that I could set on. But when you're dealing with smaller ones, when there's some small ones around, which tends to be everywhere, you do have to be a little bit more patient on hook sets. What I try and wait for, I'll try and zoom in on it when I'm editing this video, but if you watch my rod tip, you'll see kind of like a little pool that looks like kind of like a little, almost like a sea bass, like looks like this, those little hits. I wait till I see this, when it starts to actually bend the rod tip and you could feel the weight of the fish. What that tells me is that this fish has the jig in its mouth completely, because sometimes the small ones will sit there and they'll peck at it, and you know, they do a really good job of stealing the bait, where, you know, you're just reeling up empty hooks every time. See that right there? I could set on that. Oh, son of a gun, he ran me right in there. I'm gonna try keeping the bait a little bit higher up in the water column, see if I can't get away from some of the smaller fish. Sometimes I tend to see some of the bigger ones will suspend up, and I am seeing something suspended. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know, 10 feet down. Oh, seeing that quick, we were at a hit. We're probably 10 feet down right now. Oh, there we go. Another tog is my guess. Yep. Even the small ones are up in the water, higher water column too. Might be time to kind of poke around somewhere else. We could sit here and catch these guys all day. I did see some bigger marks, so I'm going to give it another shot. I don't know if that was striper or what. They're definitely bigger. Something's got a hold of it right now. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a bigger fish. That's a bigger fish. Man, look at that tog. That's a nice one. Man, I knew I saw some bigger marks. That ain't a bad size one. Oh, man, this one followed it. I was just reeling it in. Thumped it as I'm reeling it in. Look at that guy. Man. there we go. Another tog. Got him that time. That's got to be a perch, right? It's got to be, right? No. Wow. That tog went beast mode right there, man. Freaking shot out of a cannon towards the kayak. Poor guy's gonna have a concussion. Literally just went straight into the kayak. Now I will say one of the downfalls of fishing so light sometimes is when it's falling so slowly or dropping so slowly, you can have a fish pick it up. Like, see that slack? That was a fish that grabbed it on its way down. 100%, yep. And if you're not paying attention, you'll lose bait like I just did very quickly. I knew as soon as... What's crazy is the fish are so stacked up in some of these areas that the depth finder's reading, you know, the school of fish as the bottom, which is kind of nuts, you know. In an area, I could be fishing anywhere from, like, you know, a 40-foot spot, and it's telling me that I'm in 10 feet of water, 12 feet of water, because there's so many fish just stacked on top of each other. Got him. Whoa, man, this guy's got some spunk. It's funny, even in this dirty water, you could see other tog following them up. Kind of cool how they get like that stacked. Man, that one's getting hit as it's falling. I can feel the little taps. Yeah, look, I can't even get to where I want to go because there's so many fish pulling at it halfway down the water column, and they've robbed me again. Literally, I'm probably getting maybe 20 feet down, and it literally won't get past this, you know, wall of fish that are stacked together, which typically are smaller tog right now, is what I'm noticing. Man, I can't even get my bait down. Tried backing off a little bit, hoping that I could get it past these things. We're gonna have to go somewhere else. There's so many fish of like this size just stacked on top of each other.